What is going on, guys? Blazing here. Welcome back to the channel, and thank you for joining me on another Raid Shadow Legends video. All right, I want to go through a couple of things that you guys may want to start looking into when building something, especially using the Hell Hades Optimizer, right? It's a great tool to use, but because of the introduction of dust and how we're able to, re-roll the oils and stuff like that on the Ascensions, it definitely changes things on how we really should gear. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go through this one showcase with Carl. He is a champion that we can most of us get. And then I'm going to go through a couple more things. That way you guys know exactly a little more specific cases. So let's start off with Carl first, right? Let's bring up the Hell Hades Optimizer tool here. And let's put in Carl, right? Okay, so we're going to start off with Carl. Now, the number one thing I always do when I come in is I try not to rip the gear off of champions that I already have built, right? So I come into the Optimizer, I go to Optimize, we come under Configure, and then I check this off. Obviously, if you need that, you need that if your gear is limited to your account. But the next thing I want to show you guys or want to talk about is when you go into slots, max artifact ascension bonus. We no longer need to check this or keep this into account because everything changes, right? So what we want to do is we want to make sure that when we're building our champions, we're using the best gear available to us from what we currently have, because the ascensions can all be rerolled. So if I have a piece that is, if I'm just looking for pure speed, but it's not going to work because it's, I don't know, a flat HP chest, right? And the ascension on it is, I don't know, accuracy or whatever. It doesn't really matter because I could re-roll that ascension into something else if I really wanted to, right? So checking that off is the first thing. The next thing, especially when using the Hell Hades Optimizer, is you want to go into your battle and put in where you're going to use this champion. So for me, it's going to be at Fire Knight. Now, it's going to require a specific speed tune. Now, when I'm building this guy, I know I have a case use for him, right? I know what I'm going to be using him for. And so coming into the stats, I know I need to hit minimum thresholds. Now, this might be a teachable moment. When oiling the gear, I know that my neck piece is going to be crit damage. I know that my banner could be accuracy, resistance, HP, defense, or attack, right? I know that my ring can be either defense, attack, or HP. So I can pick and choose which ones I want from that. So I know that I'm going to be able to have a little bit more room, right? So let's say I need 350 accuracy. But I know that I can gain, let's say, 20 accuracy off from the banner, right? I think it's more anyways, but we'll just use 20 as a baseline. So coming into here, I actually, knowing that, I'm going to go with 330 is what I'm looking for, instead of the 350, right? So that way it takes into account everything else. And then I know that I need to oil that for accuracy. All right, let's talk about the speed part, which is probably one of the biggest ones, right? I want to find what my baseline is going to be. That way I can get the best optimal build for him. So I know that my boots are going to give me 12 speed, 9 on the lowercase if it's a 5-star. Most of the boots that I have on my account anyways are with 6-star speed. So if I'm looking to build him at 250, I'm going to take out the 12 speed, right? And so that's going to make him go for 238. So knowing that now, I know my minimums that I need are going to be 238 speed and 330 accuracy. That's also now going to take into account everything that I've put into my Great Hall for Fire Knight. So when I go ahead and hit Optimize, right? It's going to take a second here. Once it spits out the builds. All right, so we've got a 242 accuracy with 243 speed with 337 accuracy, 232 crit damage. Now I'm looking at this and I'm taking into account, okay, my crit damage is going to be able to be buffed up a little bit more because my neck piece can get crit damage rolls, right? So I know I'm going to get 12 crit damage out of this. I know I can get at least another 20 accuracy from here. And I know I'm going to be able to get at least another 12 speed out of here. So if I go to view, I see what it's offering me. Cool. I know my gloves are going to get crit damage, so that's fine, right? So this means now my crit damage is going to go up another 32. So I'll be at 278, right? I know that my chest, I'm going to go attack percentage. My boots are going to go defense. And then up here, I'm going to go probably attack whatever I need, right? And along with my amulet, it's going to go crit damage. My ring here is going to go attack percentage. And the banner here is going to go accuracy because that's what I've decided that I'm going to need. Making sure you do this is actually going to be able to pick the best gear you have of your account from the baseline stats. You can see here, ordinarily, we would pretty much put speed boots on. But actually here, because I took into account that I'm going to be able to reroll and get that extra speed, I'm going to be able to use a attack percentage boot as opposed to a speed boot, right? Which is going to give me that 5,800 attack, which is nice, big, juicy numbers, right? Especially for Fire Knight. Another case instance here is it gave me a crit rate glove. Now, if I really wanted to, I could go in and change it to a crit damage glove, but as your Carl is going to be a backup damage dealer or backup build, I'm okay with this. Here, it gave me a defense percentage, or a flat defense, which is going to add a little tankiness, right? Which is okay. If I had put in that I needed more accuracy, it's very likely that it probably would have pulled a accuracy banner as opposed to a defense banner. And so then it would have not had as much survivability, right? We still do want to build a little survivability. So this is kind of one of those things where you need to take into account now, especially with ascending, because I can show you guys on my account. I basically, when I built out, I just built out, let me show you guys my White King Narcissus, right? And you can see here, I went with what best was for my account, what I had for the best gear available to build him. And so actually, funny story, these gloves took 150 dust
I beg your
to
pardon?
roll crit damage, right? But originally, I rolled everything but crit damage. I even rolled crit rate and considered keeping it, but I knew I wanted crit damage. The chest, right, was a flat HP chest. I knew eventually I was going to be able to re-roll it, right? But it got an HP percentage chest with a double crit rate. Granted, this resistance kind of sucks. I wish it was speed, but it is what it is. The boots, same thing. I picked the double crit rate boot because I knew I was going to be able to put speed boots on top of speed boots because I needed my Narcissus fast. Banner. Actually, Banner was pretty good, right? I wanted to hit a certain amount of defense points on him, which I did, right? I wanted to hit a minimum of 2,700. I hit the 2,700, which was pretty solid. So if I hadn't chose, to skip out on the ascensions with the bare minimums that I needed, it probably would have given me a defense, more of a defense based, right? The neck piece, I knew that I could re-roll it to whatever I needed. So I wanted crit damage and I wanted a refresh amulet. So I put crit damage onto it, right? Eventually it just took some time. And the same thing with the neck piece, with the ring, right? So I guess maybe this does help you. Maybe this doesn't help you. I don't know. Let me know in the comments down below if it's really going to be working for you guys at all. But don't look at the ascensions now and say, okay, well, this ascension gives me more, because you could re-roll any piece of gear. We got to go back to looking at the gear based on what it currently has for stats and for sets, along as for substats. That's it, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Hopefully you learned something. If you did, let me know in the comments down below what you did learn. And let me know if I missed something. I'm not the smartest person in the world. I do make some mistakes and I do try to learn from my mistakes, but let me know if I missed anything. Hopefully, if you guys enjoyed this video, you can join us on Sundays for the Knights of Teleria podcast, where you get myself, JR Star 3, Nacho Plays 50, Yesto Gaming, Jarrett Gaming, along with Final Compachi, where we talk everything Raid Shadow Legends. We talk about the good, the bad, the ugly. And as always, guys, much love, much appreciation. Be safe, be well, be good to each other. I'll catch you guys next time.